Hey, brothers and sisters, I'm back. And today I'm going to be chatting about the importance of just starting. And I think that this topic is hitting pretty hard for me because of the several month-long hiatus I've taken from YouTube, and it wasn't necessarily intentional. I knew that my content uploading would slow down as soon as I gave birth to my daughter. But I don't think I expected it to go on for as long as it did. And I got into rut for a while in terms of sharing content and being creative and just putting it out there and sharing advice, especially for someone who coaches other people on how to put out content there, whether that's writing or designing or just being creative. And on top of that, also being a dating coach and really done dating with intentionality from a faith-based perspective and creating content from a faith-based perspective, and just was really focused on the ministry of my family. But as the months have gone on, and now I have a 5-month going on 6-month-old, I've noticed how much of a rut that I've been in and the mental and emotional toll that it's taken on me of always focusing on taking care of everyone else in the family and not doing things for myself. And I've never been the type of person who really wanted to just focus on myself. And I think even starting to become a YouTuber slash content creator still kind of puts like this icky feeling in my mouth. But I think a lot of that deals with imposter syndrome and anxiety and all the things that I think the devil or the enemy, or whatever you want to call him, and his little devil agents that prowl around, I think that those are all lies. And I think at some point you really just have to start living your life with intentionality and just start. So whether you're a content creator yourself, an aspiring content creator yourself, or you're just looking to have a relationship with intentionality, I should say, I think it's just really important to just put that out there and just begin. I mean, even in my own experience, it's been really challenging to find the time. And I think first things first, time. That is a big excuse that I think we all use, myself included. Every day I'd wake up and it's basically my main job to take care of our family, of the baby. And on top of that, we have a 4 going on 5-year-old. And there's so many days I just say, I don't have time for anything. I don't have time for anything out of just doing my main job, which is to take care of the family and be a homemaker. And I let my career and coaching kind of go to the side, and I took this power pause. But I think that there's also, it doesn't have to necessarily be one or the other. I think that there's also a sort of intentionality with taking a pause. I think that the problem with me taking the pause is that I never intended for there to be as long as a pause that I did. So I think if you're ever thinking about just taking a pause and taking a moment to reevaluate or create a game plan for yourself, whether that is in writing or relationships, that you can do so and you should do so, and do so with intentionality. I think if I could go back, I think that I would have created a plan with intentionality. And with time being such an important resource, this goes out to anyone who just feels like they don't have time for anything. I think it's really important to lean on your network and just know that it's okay to ask for help, and it's really important to ask for help. So I feel like time is one of the major factors that comes into play, and knowing how we're so limited in our time, especially if we don't have all the money or resources that we would like to have. We have to keep in mind that many of us have limited time and resources. I'm not saying all of us, but most of us, including myself, have limited time and resources. And time is one of the most important resources. And that leads me into my second most important point, in addition to time, is also learning how to ask for help. And I think I've struggled with this and didn't realize that I was stuck in that sin of pride, and not realizing that me trying to be a martyr was actually a form of pride, and me acting like, oh no, it's okay, I can do everything, I can do this and that. I just have one job, and that's to be a homemaker, and that's it. I'm a robot. But that's not what God calls us to do. I think that God, or I know that God calls us to be in community with one another, to lean on our resources, our support, our families, our friends, our church community, to leaders, and on Him most importantly, and to remember that we are made perfect through Him and His righteousness in our weakness. And we have to recognize our weaknesses. And we are not the ones to carry these heavy burdens. Jesus asks us to give Him our burdens because His yoke is light and our burdens are heavy, but He can carry them all, and He did carry them all. And we have salvation through Him. So I needed to be really honest with myself and realize that I needed to stop acting like a martyr, because that's not my role. And I'm supposed to have joy in the Lord despite all the struggles, and recognizing the struggles and not being afraid to ask for help and to pray into everything and have faith in everything. And to remember that even if I don't feel like I have enough time, even if I feel like I don't have all the resources, as a believer, I have God, I have the Holy Spirit in me, and He always provides. And for months, I was putting off sharing this video because I just felt like I didn't have anything important to add to the conversation. I felt like there was just so much already out there in the world. And I'm just like, I just don't feel like I need to add any more content. There's so many millions of videos out there, and there's so much that people are saying. I mean, what else could I possibly say that hasn't already been said? So there is a little bit of trepidation, but I do believe, after thinking about it prayerfully and also actually coming up with a plan, I do believe that God is calling me to continue with this as a ministry, and just put it out there and be there for His people. And I think part of the reason too, and I want to thank you all who are watching and listening and who subscribe and take the time to like, comment, share, that I do appreciate your comments, and I do see them. I may not be able to respond to all of them, but I do see them, and it helps me know that I've been able to reach people who have questions, who have desires, who are in the comment section or in my DMs reaching out to me. And it really means so much to me to know that even if I just help one other person, or that I do believe that I am doing part of the work that God has called me to do while I'm still here on earth. So thank you. It really means a lot to me. And I really appreciate that. And I love being part of a community, especially of those who are other believers like myself. And I hope that I could also reach people who aren't believers yet. And eventually, not in this video, but I do want to share like a full version of my testimony when the time comes. So the first point I talked about was time. Second thing that I talked about was resources and asking for help. I guess time and resources kind of go together. So I should probably say, first thing I talked about was time and resources. Second thing I talked about was actually asking for help with those time and resources, I should say. And third thing that I want to talk about is being held accountable. So I'm saying this out loud because I don't want to go another 7, 8, 9, almost a year of not creating content and sharing with you guys and helping out you guys, and just say, okay, do all these things, just start, and then I just fall off the face of the earth again. It doesn't seem right to me. So I want to hold myself accountable, and I want to say that I am making it a goal. I'm saying it out loud, I'm putting it out there, that I want to upload a new video at least once every week. I think that's doable, and I think that it will personally help me, but also help you guys. And I think sometimes when you got a lot on your plate, sometimes you gotta do multiple things at once, and that's just what it's going to be, or things are going to look a little bit different. You know, before I had the baby and my daughter was in school and I had more time, I was able to read chapters of the Bible a day, and now it's messy. It's me on my iPad probably in the bathroom scrolling through the Bible app and hoping for the best. And now I feel like a sense of peace if I even get like a couple of minutes to myself throughout the day, which is probably me in the bathroom. But yeah, I realized, you know what? I can kill two birds with one stone if I go outside. It's a beautiful day. It's the summer. I'm gonna take my beautiful baby for a walk. I'm gonna get outside. I'm gonna get my steps in. I'm gonna film videos for you guys. I'm gonna share content. And it's me and the baby. It's me on a walk. It's me appreciating God's beautiful earth that He created. It's being outside, getting in some much needed vitamin D. I don't know about you all, but a lot of us who live here on the Northeast Coast deal with some pretty serious, many of us, I can't speak for everyone, but many of us have some serious vitamin D deficiencies. So that's one of my heart and mind as well. So yeah, I think that's a start. And I appreciate you all listening and being here and just rolling with it. And I encourage you to, whatever it is that you're hoping to do personally, professionally, or just trying to figure out what you want to do personally and professionally, or in your relationships, feel free to reach out to me, leave a note in the comments, let me know what you want to see more of. And at any time, feel free to book any of my services on my website, www.kellyangonzales.com. That's how you know I'm a 90s baby, because I still say www as if that matters. Anyway, I love you guys. God bless. Ciao for now.